Good day, everyone. Michael Murphy here with the Murphy team of Long and Foster Real Estate in Westchester and Downingtown, serving the greater Chester County area. Thought we'd time for an update, kind of mid-year review for real estate, what's going on here, again, in Westchester, Downingtown, the greater Chester County. Well, the good news is housing is, quote unquote, starting to normalize a little bit after the absolute frantic pace that we experienced in 2021 and 2022. Also, really good news is that prices are not declining in our area in spite of some of the headlines that you may see in the news. And I'll talk about that when I wrap up today's presentation. The reality check, though, is that current homeowners definitely have limited options in terms of moving between interest rates and available inventory. We'll go into inventory in detail, but what we mean by that is many homeowners today either refinanced or locked into rates somewhere in the 3% area. And of course, 30-year mortgage rates as of now are hovering around 7%. So current homeowners feel a little bit locked in. New listings continue to decline. We'll talk about that as well. And affordability is a primary challenge. And buyers, of course, have limited options related to inventory. In terms of the outlook, the good news is that there is a reasonable level of new construction that's growing. So that offers some nice opportunities for buyers and sellers. And then with prices being either stable or actually continuing to rise a bit in our area, if you are thinking about selling, it continues to be a good time to sell. The housing sentiment remains strong. This is a survey conducted just a few weeks ago. And on the survey here, 18% of all the people surveyed said that they're likely going to buy a home in 6 months, and 16% said they're likely to sell. So the buyer and seller activity is still pretty strong, actually, and buyer sentiment continues to be strong in terms of demand for homes. Average credit scores for buyers is very healthy. You can see the increase going all the way back to 2010. So what we're talking about here is the fact that many buyers are extremely well positioned to purchase a home if they can find one, which is the remaining challenge. Again, we'll talk about that in just a moment. So this is a quote getting into the inventory situation. This is from Lawrence Yun. He's the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors. And he says here that available inventory strongly impacts home sales. Supply and demand, we get that. Existing home sales activity is down sizably due to the current supply being roughly half of the level of 2019. Now, that's a national statistic, but the truth is it's about the same here in Chester County as well. I went back and looked through June of 2019 compared to today, and sure enough, it's about half the inventory that we had just a few years ago. So availability is the key issue today. This is months of supply of inventory. For those of you that watch our videos, you've seen this before. Pardon me moving around here on the slide. I know that's a little distracting, but months inventory of homes for sale going back to 2011. You see here the average from 2011 to 2019 was 5 months of supply. That's more or less considered a balanced market between buyers and sellers. Nationally, through June of 2023, however, that number had dipped down to 3 months of supply. Again, that's nationally, but look at this. This is really the story here in our local area. Chester County, as of today, as of half an hour ago, the number of months supply of homes is 1.1 months. So this really continues to be the story with regards to inventory. Now, as I mentioned previously, and as a risk of repeating for those of you that watch this, you've seen this before, please don't get alarmed by alarming headlines without understanding proper context. And what I mean by that, I just looked recently and these easily popped up on a Google search, recent news headlines, but you really have to look locally to understand what's going on in the market. So if you're seeing these headlines and you're thinking about selling your home, you're thinking about buying a home, and you just want to understand what is going on with the market, please feel free to reach out to myself or my wife, Susan Murphy, the Murphy team at Long and Foster Real Estate. We'll help you understand what's actually going on in our local area, and the local area situation continues to be quite optimistic rather than some of the negative headlines that you continue to see in the news. Can you imagine that? Negative headlines trying to generate clicks in the news. It's shocking, isn't it? You learn something every time you watch these videos. Folks, thanks very much, as always, for watching the videos of the Murphy team at Long and Foster Real Estate in Westchester and Downingtown. We appreciate all your kind feedback about our videos, and we appreciate all the clients that look at these videos and give us some insight to share as well. Thanks again. Hope you have a great rest of the summer. Bye-bye.